listening to Low Blow Sports on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy.
Hey, that's a low blow.
Get them right in the family jewels.
Where our sports takes hit you above and below the belt. Now here's the squad. Scotty Kiefer, Kobe Burke, and Nick Johnston. This is Low Blow Sports.
Boys, we're back. Low Blow Sports. Here we go.
Yeah.
How we feeling today, boys?
I'm all right. Am I plugged in? Can you even hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, well, I can't hear me on my end, so that's all right.
Oh.
We'll figure it out.
Kobe will figure it out. Kobe's here.
There we go. Kind of.
Nick's here. And I'm Scotty K.
Audio engineer.
Yeah, there you go, Kobe.
Hell yeah.
Welcome back to Low Blow Sports. I'm Scotty K. Nick Johnston, Kobe Burke. Behind the screens. How we doing? Couple weeks into baseball. March Madness is now over. Nick, we're a couple weeks from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time right now.
Oh, yeah, it should be fun. We're right around the corner. Like I said, everything's kind of wrapping up between National Championship just happened yesterday. NBA and NHL playoffs are right around the corner. MLB just started, so that's always nice. And like I said, I just got my antenna, so I was able to enjoy the full season now of just about everything. And I'll be able to watch the playing games.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, round of applause.
Welcome to the future, right?
Yeah, I pay the $20 a month to watch it. I don't really care. I can't go a full year without watching the White Sox. I just can't. Like, I was going to be like, no, I'm not going to pay for it. And then the White Sox came around. I was like, okay,
you could probably get into like 40 games with those $20.
No. I get all of them.
Yeah, you could probably get like, like you get like field.
Look,
you could get field level. Probably.
The tickets aren't that cheap. They're more expensive,
it's still
tariffs,
give it
bro,
like
tariffs.
give it like a month.
Tariffs.
Give it like a month, they'll be down there.
Oh yeah.
I think if you don't pay for parking, you could get solidly.
If you don't pay for parking, you're gonna get towed.
No, you just walk. You know.
Yeah.
I can't walk. Where am I
sounds
gonna
all
park?
Public transportation. It's 2025.
Oh yeah, the public transportation is 2025. How about your own car? It's
Get like a motorized skateboard or something. I don't know what to tell you.
I hate those kids that have the motor scooters like that. But anyway, boys, let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. National Championship was yesterday. We'll talk about the MLB first 2 weeks of the season. Get into some NBA because the Bulls made the play-in, but there were also some firings today. Then do some NFL draft, and also Alex Ovechkin broke the record for most goals in an NHL career, and I already bought the T-shirt to celebrate it. But boys, speaking of T-shirts, I also already, the second the clock hit 0, was on Fanatics buying my Florida Gators national championship shirt.
Give it up.
Give it up, baby. What are you talking about? Bandwagon, bro. Get out of here.
About.
You don't even have a team. You can't talk.
I support all college players. And
he likes the
NIL
student
rights.
athletes.
I support NIL. I'm very into NIL deals.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Aura Khan. My favorite player.
I thought Robert Morris was your favorite player.
It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, vibes. I'm all about the vibes.
But boys, the whole Final Four and national championship. What do we think about it? I mean, biggest takeaway, I think, aside from who won, I think is Duke.
I've heard arguments of this possibly could be the best Final Four, at least in a long time, if not ever. Some people have even kind of thrown that out there, lobbed it up there. A team like Duke is probably a little peeved that they probably could have had it. Probably could have had this whole thing wrapped up in the way that they did. I mean, Florida was down 12 at a certain point in this national championship game. So to see that kind of wake its way out, you can make it a ton of different ways and a ton of different outlooks. Probably that Duke game was probably the most exciting in terms of that. Like, you're like, okay, the best team in the country. You got to at least admit it. Best team in the country probably went down in that Duke game, and then here's the outcome that it was. So it was exciting. Like I said, there was chalky, and I still thought that was fantastic because you knew you were going to get the best college basketball from all four of these number one seeds. So I liked it. Exactly. It didn't make me fall in love with anything. It didn't make me fall in love with any team. It'll be, again, just like saying, rinse and repeat for next year when I come in and be like, I'll be excited for the first week.
Bias, yeah.
Exactly. I'll be excited for the first week just like everybody else is, and then kind of slowly be out and then come back in for the national championship game. So there you go. Sorry.
That's fair. I tried to get them to like a team by the end of this year, but
we all can't be John Rothstein, okay? Like we got other things going on.
Or do you follow? Do you follow that guy? It's like T3 bracketology. He literally watches like 4,000 basketball games.
Yeah,
in a year.
It's like mid-major bracketology or something.
It's great.
I follow him.
Yeah, I think he's local actually.
No, he'll post at like 1 a.m. like, hurry, we got like Loyola Chicago against DePaul Junior University, and it's insane. I respect it though.
Oh yeah, no, 100% respect it. By the way, his bio is Chicago State superfan.
Chicago State.
You know who we're talking about?
No.
It's this guy on Twitter who like literally his Twitter bio is watching 40 hours of college basketball every week.
What's the name?
T3 bracketology.
Oh no.
Yeah, he'll sit down and watch like a full like Miami Ohio basketball game.
Not even
Just
that.
like-
He will watch like a Long Beach State full game and know everything about them.
That's just on some sicko mode stuff.
He watched like 7 McNeese State games this year.
Love that.
Before the conference tournaments.
So is that where all the hype for McNeese State came from?
No.
No, that was Aura.
That was Aura.
That was just okay. Gotcha.
That was just Aura.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
vibes.
Your Honor. Okay, so it stands. Sorry, gotcha.
You know he's getting offers from NBA teams.
No, he's not.
Yes, I swear I saw it on. I swear to God, I saw it on
I've heard
Twitter.
he's transferred to North
NC
Carolina
State.
State.
Yeah, he's following Will Wade.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why can like I have done that? Just like hold a boombox, and now I got a free career in coaching. Like, it's the easiest path in life I think anyone's ever taken.
Just hold a boombox.
He literally just holds it and walks and sings a song, and now he's got 100,000 in NIL deals, and he got a graduate assistant offer from NC State. Just to
I mean, he's living the life though.
He just sings like Lil Durk songs and makes like it's insane.
But
life isn't fair. It really isn't fair.
It's not fair.
It's really not fair.
Yes, you can't just hold a boombox and expect to get through life.
Like I know drip too hard. I know every word of that song. But like, no.
See, you gotta pick a different artist now, Kobe. You gotta pick a different artist.
I gotta find like some random guy. Like it's never
What?
because like I can't pick someone who's like already popular. I gotta find someone.
You gotta be like Ovi.
No,
in the
like
locker room.
like last year. What's his name from NCSD Burns?
Yeah.
Yeah, he single-handedly made that guy blow up off that one song. Like I gotta do the same thing. I gotta find some random rapper with the weirdest name you've ever heard, and then I'll get famous.
Yeah, I guess you could. I mean, you could also just put your own beats and make some pump up music, and then they're like, "Oh, who's making that song?" And it's, "Oh, dude, it was me."
No one cares. No one cares about the
Just
producers.
Shift it back. To like the
Yeah, my
actual
bad. My fault. Yeah, that's
so
fair.
lost on this whole
That's
thing.
fair, that's
This just
fair.
sounds so stupid. to just be frank in all honesty.
All right. Okay. What do you wanna
as
go
a Florida
into?
fan, you saw the game. You probably watched it from start to finish. Yes.
Yes, I was.
So, okay.
going
So
nuts.
down 12. Was there a certain point for you where you're like, okay, maybe I'm out of it, or is there a writing on the wall that you said, hey, we know there's a chance?
I thought there was a chance the whole time, but progressively throughout the game, I was getting way more pissed.
Oh yeah.
Because just every bounce went to Houston. Every single bounce, every single foul, every single shot went to Houston. Did not go Florida's way at all. The entire game until about 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And
now they're starting to turn it.
Now it's the last 30 seconds or so, the actual last possession you're up to. Were you surprised that Houston was going for the 3 and the win, or did you think that maybe something just kind of fell apart?
I thought it was weird just because they were able to dominate down low the whole time, and but I think it kind of makes sense because if they were able to get the shot off earlier, they would have had an easy rebound opportunity, and that was my one problem with Florida is they could not rebound at all this entire tournament. So maybe them getting a shot off early was great, but Florida was doing very good on defense, blitzing whoever had the ball as soon as they handed off to where they could or passed it whenever they could not get a shot off, wherever they were up until the guy decides to maybe shoot it and then goes, oh, no, I'm going to dribble it.
Yeah.
I was so
See, the thing
lost.
with that, it was honestly a pretty good play call based off Florida's defense because they blitzed. I forgot who it was. I'd probably Cryer. And then he passed it to Emmanuel Sharp. And then instead of just pump fake sidestep, he goes straight into the shot. And then he does a little thing. If he just sidesteps, pump fakes. He's got a wide open three.
Yeah.
So like I think his process just made it look a lot worse than it really was because it was a pretty good play design. He just pressure got to him.
Because I think he got the ball with it. I think he got the ball.
There
at
was like
what,
5 seconds.
7, 6, something like that.
It was like
Or he
6
got the ball.
seconds
4 or
when he
5 seconds,
jumped,
something.
and then he spent like 4 seconds watching it.
Well, yeah, because
And
he
then by
can't touch
that,
it.
I think Condon got the ball and it was
Kinda
over.
got it, yeah. But you know what's crazy is I was telling David about it when I came in. I was like, this team's good, and like they're gonna lose some guys. They also like their one problem is they can't rebound, and then they have like a 7'9" Olivier on the bench who's gonna be ready and start. And probably I don't think he'll start next year, but he's definitely gonna be like a 6'7" guy for them to come off the bench.
I mean, they're
and
probably
just
losing
rebound.
a bunch of guys too. Like Clayton's
Oh, yeah.
graduating.
Yeah,
Is
they
Martin going?
I think Richard's going as well.
Richard's going. Richard's had a great game.
Yeah. He
Uh,
for Clayton not having a good game, Richard to have a good game like that.
I think
was
that's kind of
fantastic.
expected though because they're gonna blitz Clayton the entire time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know what he shot, but it wasn't great.
He still had like I think
He had like 18. I
they
think.
showed a stat. He had 0 points at one point in the first half. I think there was maybe like 8 minutes to go, or maybe like 6 minutes, something like that. And he had 6 assists already in that game. So it wasn't like he wasn't a factor at all. He just wasn't his normal
They
self.
were stopping him from shooting. I think that
Yes.
was like their whole game plan, which it worked. But then at the same point, Richards had 18, Condon had 12.
Yeah.
And then once they're going well, you kind of gotta stop prioritizing that one guy. Then he goes off for like 12 in the second
and then
half.
he just finishes out and puts them over the edge there. But no, this team might even. I don't think they may return to this next year, but I definitely think they are going to be getting better in certain aspects. Losing those guys isn't going to be great, but they'll replace them, and maybe not to that standard of next year, but at some point they'll get back there. But they got guys coming up next year where Florida could be another team to talk about next year. And I was already looking at projection for next year, and they're nowhere close to the top 5 for odds to win next year's championship.
Okay.
It's already Duke Houston number one and 2.
Yeah, because Duke got the Boozer twins going.
Yeah.
And Cooper Flagg's gonna stay because he wants
Cooper
to be a
Flag
Chicago
stand,
Bull.
of
so.
course. Yeah, Conca nipple stand.
I was trying to kind of softball that out there. I'm like, hey, all these teams don't look at Cooper Flagg. He's not clutch. He missed that shot. Look at that. That was an awful attempt to win the game.
I said that. I said it a couple weeks ago. Like the ankle, like
yeah.
he should drop late second round. Like
Late
that could,
second round,
that could
you say.
that could plague him.
Lead second round.
I say like right around the 10s where the Bulls are. I think that's
No, because
a perfect area.
that's just high risk. Like
Yeah, that's very
the
high
ankle.
risk
You could tell the ankle's been bothering him. That's gonna bother him his whole career. You know, very Kawhi-esque. Where it's like it's just injury risk. I don't know if he's a first rounder.
I know,
Honestly,
He's gonna
true.
fall like 14, 15.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, if he falls all the way back to the
I think-
first round,
I think
back
best-
to the
I
first
think-
round.
Greg
I
Oden
think-
out there.
I think
Yeah,
I think best
dude.
case scenario for the league is he goes to the Lakers and then we all like die. That's just because Stephen A is never gonna shut up about that.
No, I think best case scenario is he goes to the Pelicans and then they just
He needs to
redo
go- he needs to
they
go
just
somewhere
redo the
relevant.
Duke experiment with Zion Williamson and they just redo it with Cooper
I
Flag.
want him to go somewhere irrelevant, like Charlotte. So like they like
What?
I never need to hear about it.
You never need to hear about him.
Yeah, because like
Although to be fair, if it's him and LaMelo Ball,
oh, that's
you're
true,
gonna hear
that's
about
true.
them
Yeah,
all
but
the
like
time.
Lamelo's like always hurt now. He's like driving over kids, allegedly driving over feet.
What?
You didn't ever heard about that?
No.
Oh my god, that was a thing.
What?
He was leaving the stadium too fast and he like drove over a kid's foot. And they had it on video.
Who was this?
LaMelo.
Oh, LaMelo.
I think it was
Oh,
it was
did hear
last
something
season.
about
Yeah.
that,
I did not
Yeah,
hear that.
they got like video of it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, the internet was running wild with that for a little bit. Again, it was all kind of up in the air. It's a video. I mean,
the
yeah.
Ball. You don't want to mess with the Ball family though. They can regenerate legs. So like, I don't think you want to mess with them.
Yeah, someone did put that out there. Lamelo, Lonzo, and LeVar were all out because of foot injuries the other day. So
Yeah, it runs in the
Tough.
family.
Oh,
Runs in the
tough.
family.
So to wrap up March Madness, Kobe, I think I know your favorite moment is just anything with Nick with Oracan.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of close games. That's what bothers me.
Okay.
Besides for the Derek Queen game winner.
Oh, get out of here. See, here's the thing. Do you want to know the last time before this tournament a underdog won at the buzzer?
I'm not talking about like has to be at
2018
the buzzer.
Loyola. So everyone
like-
complaining that, how come we didn't get to see this year? It doesn't happen all the time.
I'm not
bro.
saying buzzer
the
beater.
thing
I'm
I
saying
said at the beginning of this tournament.
Doesn't
not-
happen all the time.
I'm not talking about like buzzer beaters from like 13 teams. I'm talking if you watch
got one.
anything
Got one this year.
from like the
Doesn't
first
matter.
like every other game from the first round to like the Elite Eight was a 20-point blowout.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
every like 66% of the games. Like I turn it on, I got 2 seed Alabama blowing out BYU about 45.
My problem
And
was
then
there was
1 seed Duke comes in and is blowing out Bama about 20. Like I want to see a close game of basketball.
my problem was there was a lot of games that were close, and then like the final minute, one team would just take over and end up
Exactly,
winning
like,
by 8,
one game
9,
went to
10.
overtime.
Yeah,
Like,
like that was my problem. It was just like down the stretch there were so many teams that just couldn't keep it close.
Like Texas Tech Arkansas was a close game, and in the last minute Tech goes on like a 10-0 run. And it's like I want to see something.
No, that's fair. All right, boys. When we come back, we got to talk about the first couple weeks of the MLB season because someone's favorite team here is on the longest winning streak in baseball. We'll talk about that when we come back here on Low Blow Sports.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Yo, 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 check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
From 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three, and it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know.
SportsTownChicago.com.
St. Patrick's Day, the only day of the year that it's okay to not boo the Boston Celtics.
I will show you mercy.
SportsTownChicago.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Low Blow Sports. Scotty K, No Gimmick Nick Johnson, and Kobe Burke behind the screens. And Kobe, I'm gonna start it with you because Sunday the Cubs were the team here with the longest winning streak in baseball, but they gave up a 7-run lead in very Cubs fashion, and now it's the New York Mets. Everything's and the Braves are in last place in that division. At the start of the year, they're losing everyone. Phillies look good on day games, night games, not the best. Not the best for night games. I mean, describe it. What's it like right now for the Mets?
They're winning in ways I wasn't expecting. Because I think all offseason we talked about the lineup. the Lindor, Soto, Alonso, and then they come out and they have like a 1.6 team ERA, leading the league somehow. I'm not sure how they're doing that. That's David Stearns, I guess. I'm happy right now, but like the other foot's gonna drop soon. That's like just what like the past trauma is. Like I know in any moment, bam, 10-game losing streak. We're in the bottom of the division.
Okay, I don't think it's gonna be.
It's
that
not,
bad.
but like that's
You're
like
not the White Sox, bro.
That's just like the trauma from like past seasons that I'm expecting.
No,
Like-
I don't
like-
think it's gonna be
like
that bad.
20
I just think at some point the Braves are gonna pick it up, and the Phillies won't be early season Philadelphia.
I think they said no team has ever made the playoffs starting at 0-7 for the Braves.
Okay, but they're the Braves though. They have like everything. Except they also have steroids there, I guess.
Except wins, apparently. So like, hopefully that part stays. That's
And then on the other side, Nick, I'm gonna be honest, they're bad, but it is fun to watch. Though for some reason, it is actually fun to watch the Chicago White Sox.
It's fun bad. They're there.
They're there.
It's the way I keep hearing it described as it's a different style, different type of losing. I guess.
Yeah.
They're still trying to be competitive. They're not completely checked out like the entire team was.
it's only been 10 games.
Exactly
you gotta
right.
Wait,
Where you were checked out probably 30 games in last season. You can probably stretch that to about at least halfway, at least probably post All-Star break this year in terms of what you're going to see and how depleted these guys are. But you see a lot of like I said, you were gonna see a lot of this from the beginning. Older talent, free agents, kind of trying to prove it type deal. Come back, try and reinstate themselves. Still got a lot of younger guys trying to do the same thing, get their footing in the MLB and something like that. So while there's a clear talent gap, still the pitching, the rotation has been okay. The bullpen has been atrocious. So you kind of see where Will Venable steps in early on and makes some decisions. I think it was already like a bunt type situation, kind of already getting figured out. So he recognizes, at least Will does, that probably not going to get these late runs that are just going to secure wins for the White Sox. So might as well take some chances. I think the guys and that clubhouse actually respect that and can actually still see that as competitive. So
you're looking at it the wrong way. Through 9 games of the season, you're not the worst team in the league.
That's true.
Success.
Exactly.
Success.
I think
that was my long-winded way of saying
Yeah.
agreeing with that.
Yeah.
I think already Will Venable has proven to me that I think he is going to be a pretty good manager for what the White Sox need. Maybe right now, but also like in the future. Because one thing that I like that Steve Stone mentioned was the fact that he's sending guys on the base pass. He's being aggressive. He's changing stuff around in the field. He's changing the lineup every day. He's trying everything he can to make sense of what he's got and turn it into something.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to applaud that from him. And for the start of the season, it worked. He threw out crazy pitchers who we did not think were MLB regulars, and they come out and they don't give up a run for the first 4 games of the season as starters. And to the bullpen point, be honest, you don't really need a bullpen if you're not going to be a contending team, so it kind of doesn't matter
I always
that
say
much.
that too. Like a closer is always like the last thing you really need. So
I mean,
I think it's a tough spot as a manager because no matter how good you are with the roster you have, you're not going to get more than 65 wins.
No.
And so it's really just on the front office to bring in players because you could be as good of a manager as you want. But if you have your best player is like Benintendi, who's hitting.
I like that you brought that up because I would say one thing you are going to look for is certain individual players performing better than they did last season, and already there's certain players like that. I'm loving what Miguel Vargas is putting out from last year compared to that last year. I'm loving what Benintendi's putting out compared to last season, especially the beginning of last year when he didn't hit a home run until July. I mean, there's certain players on the team that do look different compared to last year and much improved.
I think the best thing Will Venable could do right now is just raise the floor.
Yes.
He doesn't need to raise the ceiling because the ceiling's maxed out. I think if you raise the floor by a little bit this year, you get a couple. I don't know what the White Sox prospects are looking like.
Fantastic on the.
I know
everything I look at.
Everything's
above.
good.
I know they got Kyle Teal in the Crochet trade. I don't really.
Hey, you need a catcher because they got 4 of them.
That's true, they do. But I think just going into like the next couple years. Like, keep raising that win total. Go from like 40. If you get like 55, like that's great. Go up again. Go to like low 60s. Go up again. Where in like 4 years, if he's good, he could put you right back. And with the Central's always weak.
Yeah.
It's had a slow start this year.
Always a chance.
Yeah, there is always a chance. I mean, there's some teams in the Central that aren't really performing as good as we thought they were. I mean, Cleveland's not really playing the best right now. The Royals aren't either. Detroit looks like they're performing pretty well.
Detroit's okay. They're actually winning today. So
Yeah.
They won today.
It's another school ball.
They can finish already?
They beat the Yankees 5-0.
Really? Already?
Shut
I love
up.
love this pitch count. I love this. I love this.
Oh,
I
it's
do love that, I'm
school
not gonna
pitch
lie.
today, so you know.
But we got about 5 minutes here before we get out, and we haven't really had a chance to talk about the torpedo bat situation.
I was gonna say the NL West situation, but
And the
that's
NL
also,
West, we
that's
can
also
get to that.
What's the NL West situation?
the Giants.
Everyone is fantastic except for the
Oh,
yeah.
Rockies.
Yeah, the situation. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that when they only had 8 combined losses maybe about a week ago, and then 5 of them were the Rockies. So
it
yeah,
just comes with the
but now
territory.
it's exactly.
Yeah, they
right.
called up Dolander,
Mm-hmm.
so he could have like a 4 ERA at home and a 2 ERA on the road. As Rockies do.
Did you see the new Giants jerseys they put out today?
They actually look nice.
Those are fantastic.
I did, and I also saw the White Sox got leaked.
No, yeah.
Which-
I swear to God, if that's the White Sox
Which
jersey,
I don't know what-
I'm abandoning.
I
this
don't know
franchise.
what-
That is nuts.
I don't know where I was trying to like emulate
what that's
the
from.
90 Bulls.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
what
don't
they're
know
trying
why
to do,
they're
and
doing
it
to
looks
do that.
awful. I hope that's not it. I hope that's not the actual.
A couple
jersey.
teams got rebrands. Like the Nats did a rebrand this year.
Yeah, and those are
and
phenomenal.
There's so I don't know why they did flowers in the first place, but
No, I liked those, but the new ones.
the
they did
new
were
ones
fantastic.
are a lot better.
But no, the Giants' New Jerseys, they got a lot of their players that were hurt last year. They're coming in playing pretty good. They actually look like a very strong team in the NL West. The problem is there's also the Diamondbacks, Padres, and Dodgers, who are also just killing it.
Yeah. The run differential is crazy. Dodgers are plus 20, and they're third in their division, plus 17 for the Giants, and plus 19 for the Padres. A combined, 5, 6, 7 losses between the 3 of them.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently, clearly they haven't played either one of each other just yet. No.
Seven
Don't think so.
combined losses. 9-2,
That's
8-2, and
nuts.
9-3.
that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy.
Padres and Dodgers both undefeated at home so far.
But yeah, that's nuts. But I have a question for you, Nick. Are you betting on players just strictly off what bat they're using?
No, I thought they had got rid of the whole torpedo bat type deal. I thought they're still
They're
got it.
going with it.
I think they're like promoting it more.
I'm still more kind of on the side of PCA has yet to hit it. Has he still not hit on the barrel yet?
He probably hasn't.
That came out
honestly.
yesterday.
Yeah.
No way.
He has yet to hit. He has 0%. Has not had a hit from the barrel yet. He has not.
Oh
if he,
my God.
If he just like drags a bunt every time he's up there, he could probably hit 250.
Good. It's
Like
all speed.
that's really all you need.
It's all speed.
Like he doesn't need to swing the bat. Just take one for the team. Get a little extendo bat. Just poke it out. They get a little softball. In softball they just do like the running start. Just do
yeah.
that.
What about all the guys that are actually starting pretty good after getting some big contracts? I mean, you got Bregman, who was leading the league in hits going into yesterday. Altuve was getting a good start.
He's been horrible in that
What
field.
about Tyler Soderstrom? Is he the leader in home
offensively
runs right now?
great. He's tied for first.
He's tied for I think someone tied him last night.
Judge and Soderstrom.
Judge and Tyler Soderstrom tied with 6 home runs.
What about Mike Trout hitting a home run in his last 3 games? Resurgence of Mike Trout. I mean, he did nothing against the White Sox, but I guess
I wouldn't say
every other team
resurgence. It's
he's
just
back.
like healthy again. Like
Yeah.
every time he's healthy, he does this. It's just how it's like him and Byron Buxton, like when they're healthy, and it's just like when are they gonna get hurt?
I was so mad because I bet on Byron Buxton to hit a home run every single game they played them, except for the one game he actually hit a home run because I was not on my phone that day and couldn't bet that. I was so mad because he just always does that against the White Sox. It's crazy. He just always performs against the White Sox.
Yeah.
Any other big stories coming out of the first 2 weeks of the season?
Kyle Tucker keeps hitting. Cubs are still not going to pay him.
I don't know. I think they're gonna. I think it's very also off topic there, but I think it's very funny that the Blue Jays realized they might have had the worst hitter in baseball and decided to give him an amazing
14
contract.
years, 500
14-year
million.
I think the funny thing
for
is
having a terrible first week of the season.
The day before he got extended, they were playing the Mets. I knew all pregame, I was watching the Blue Jays broadcast. The entire pregame was just focused on him talking to like 4 Mets outfielders, and like the entire lead up to the game. And then the next day they gave him $500 million.
That's crazy.
So it's like
that's crazy.
Gotta watch out for Steve Cohen.
But speaking of crazy, when we come back, I guess some NBA teams who are in the playoffs who are performing can fire coaches and general managers just because.
I was crazy once.
We'll talk about the Nuggets when we come back here on Low Blow Sports.
Lock me in a room.
This is your home for sports. Red left. SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those fine brothers play ball?
I heard that.
Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
In the quarterback league, it has been, it still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football. Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
Welcome back to Low Blow Sports. Scotty K, Nogan Johnson, Kobe Burke behind the screens. I'm going to be honest. I think it's been a long time that I've heard a team with a record of 47-32 who have, in recent years, won an NBA title, fire their head coach when they're still in a playoff position.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher.
Okay. Looking at the article that ESPN posted, they do point out, they say there have been moments where players have shown emotions on the sideline, with Jokic displaying rare frustration while on the bench and trying to sort out the Nuggets struggles. They have been 11-13 since the All-Star break.
I mean, that could also be like bad depth, because after the starting five, they don't really have anyone.
And then they
that's true. That's very true.
They got the big four of Jokic, Murray,
dropping 60-point triple-doubles
Christian
and losing
Braun
because
and,
they can't keep up.
61-point triple-doubles, and they lose.
To the T-Wolves, yeah. I mean, that was bonkers. I personally loved it because I'm the T-Wolves guy, but there's nobody. There's truthfully nobody.
Other than Christian Braun, but, like, you can't just depend on him.
They put all their eggs into the Jamal Murray basket, and he has yet to deliver anything. So it's very head scratching in the sense that, again,
like
five
does.
games.
He really only plays well when he plays the Lakers in the playoffs. Like,
that's true. Jamal Murray is really just a playoff guy.
No, he's specifically against the Lakers.
No, because he was playing against the Heat in that series. Good.
He could have sat out the entire series. They still would have won.
And they also share this stat. After his firing on Tuesday, 4 of the last 6 coaches to win an NBA final are no longer with the team they won a champion for. Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, Mike Budenholzer, and Michael Malone.
I remember the guy. I don't remember what team it was. I think maybe the Raptors. But like he won Coach of the Year and got fired.
Nick Nurse. He got fired.
No, it was before Nick. It was Nick Nurse and someone else.
Oh yeah.
Before Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
It's something with a D. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Then he went to like the Pistons right after.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you know what I'm talking about?
Before
Nick Nurse went to the Raptors, they had a coach.
I can't put
they
the
won like
name on
65 games, and then he got fired, and then he won Coach of the Year.
That was when they still had DeMar
Oh my god.
and Kyle Lowry.
I forgot his name. Like I'm picturing his face with like the glasses.
Yeah.
And
There was also something with like the Rockets. There's a Rockets head coach that did the same thing. I can't remember head coaches like that.
I just think
I do recall that
Yeah,
something
I'm
similar
looking
happening.
it's just such a weird position.
Well, they just did that with the Memphis coach like a couple weeks ago now too.
Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah.
Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins.
I guess I don't. See, my thing with it is just they've proven success already with him.
Yeah.
I don't think a small stretch of games. There must be something else going on, you know, behind the
Dwayne
scenes.
Casey.
Obviously,
Dwayne
Casey.
I
What
wouldn't
it
want
was.
to say. Yeah, I wouldn't want to assume that, but
That's
it's
the only
still-
thing. Because performance-wise, yeah, they're 11-13 since the All-Star break, but they're the Nuggets. They're already going to be in. They're in the playoffs. They have MVP caliber players. They'll be fine, and they just need to get into the playoffs. They're in the playoffs convincingly. It's not like they're battling for the play-in right now.
No.
I mean, this is a very solid top-heavy squad. They just don't have the bench players.
I think what it is, we're just trying to like ride the Jokic, because if he's upset at the head coach, you'd rather lose as head coach than lose a 3-time MVP.
Yeah,
One of the best players of all time.
I guess so.
I put him up there. I think at this point, 3-time MVP, Finals MVP. I think
Jokic is top 10 player of all time.
I put him like top 15. I think.
I think it was Antonio Daniels made a very good point the other day. He was going like, if he was just flashier in any sort of way, because the best highlights you
star.
feed from Jokic
Or
are
just-
his passes.
yeah, if he had,
His
like, some
lobs,
J.R.
his
Smith to
deep
him.
passes, his bullet passes, his his full court passes. Those are his best highlights. It's because he doesn't dunk.
Yeah, he
Like,
comes from,
it's
like, the
simply
Tim
because of
Duncan
that. So I
tree.
think there is some sort of stigma around that idea that he can't be a top 10 because he doesn't posterize.
Yeah,
He doesn't
It's just-
posterize.
It's just the Tim Duncan
Malik
tree,
Monk
but like
or
you
something.
can't stop him.
I also think it's the fact that he has like just the most I don't care about basketball personality that I've ever seen in an NBA player and be this good.
That's just kind of.
And there's people that hate that.
That's
I mean, I
compilations
hate
on
it
the
about him.
internet.
I hate it that he's like that. I think it's kind of funny. It does kind of get annoying, but I feel like if he was a J.R. Smith type player off the court, yeah, he's loved.
My
and
question with that is
top 10 player in the NBA.
he's like
convincingly.
7'1", 280. Like, are horses letting him like get on?
I think
Like,
he's more. I think he
or
does
is he
more
just-
like the chariot.
Yeah,
I think he
because
is,
like, why just might as well like get like cars.
Which
like
they still
you
do
can't
the chariot
like
races.
I
by
guess
the way.
I get
I know.
like
I know you know because you can bet on it if it's
Yeah.
breathing.
You can bet on it.
I have that on it actually. Cal Expo.
Like I don't get what the point of owning horses is if you can't even like go like for a ride.
Well, no, he races them. He sends them out for races.
Yeah, I know, but like if I had a horse, like there's
Like
no
Jeremy
way.
Roenick won the Kentucky Derby.
That was his horse.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah,
Adam
the more you
Wainwright's
know.
horse win the
The more you know.
when the
I
grand?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Secretariat. Only horse.
That's
only
Kobe's
horse I know.
knowledge of horse racing.
Yeah.
Secretariat and then the big three.
No, there was
names,
there
that's
was
it.
the American Pharaoh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
there you
had
go.
the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
See, I need like a Cars 4 with like
Like
horses.
That'd
like
be
horse
crazy.
racing. Like Lightning McQueen retired, now he's doing horses.
Bulls make the play-in though. Could have told you this at the beginning of the year. I mean, that's all they shoot for. See, you got the Nuggets on one hand, convincingly in the playoffs, perennial playoff team, MVP caliber players on the team.
Well, you got Billy Donovan going to the Hall of Fame.
And they fire their head coaches. Then you got the Bulls who are like, play in. Yes. Successful season. Yes. Do you want to go a little bit more than that? No. Do you want to be worse than that? No.
They don't have a star. I think that's clear as day.
They have some developing. They just don't have the guy now.
You have studs. You know what you know what you're getting out of Kobe White. You can either drop 40 and be just blazing hot from behind the 3-point line, or he's going to give you like maybe 10 or so, and then
I think with
that's
Kobe
about
White,
it.
there's like a Cam.
Modest is still a work in progress, and
He's shown flashes,
Yeah.
but he's not an all-around depend on him player yet.
Like Kobe White is like a Cam Thomas type of where like
really is.
He has like he's putting up numbers because like he has to take the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not gonna drop 30 every night, but like he's the number one option just like by default.
He's like a
gonna put-
consistent 15-point guy.
Yeah.
But for him being drafted so high, the contract that he might need.
talking about
Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just you need more.
You get one
I mean,
more year
it's-
out of get one more year out of this contract, so you got to see.
It's
what
a
we get
great
from that.
draft class this year to like get someone you
Yeah.
know late teens. Like you could for sure great players.
Yeah, it is just
But it's just-
it is just annoying to just always see the Bulls in the same position every single year, right out of the lot, right into at the number 10 seed, number 9 seed, and then they don't even make the playoffs.
I just think it's because the East is just horrible. Like the
I
Nets,
don't think it's that.
trash.
I don't think it's that. I
Hornets.
literally think it's because the Bulls just want that.
I
They
think
have
it's- I
shown
think it's a
no
combination of
desire
both.
to be better than what they are
'Cause
in the
it's-
past
I
10 years.
I think it's a combination of both. Because if you look at the West, like the 10 seed is like 46 wins, and so it's just like the West is all the good teams. The East has like a top 2, and then three through 5 are like pretty good.
I don't know because that's expanding to me. I think it's more. I think it's more like top 4 in the East now, which is comparable to the West at least. It could even be top 6 if you really want to push it out there.
Oh, because the 4 to the rest of the in the East, they're not beating any West teams. Like the top 3 borderline the Knicks on a good night they could beat the top. They're not
I
beating
think the Bucks
Thunder.
can still make.
Yeah.
No, but they
their-
don't got Dame anymore.
What do you mean? How long is he out for?
Oh yeah, I think he's done
I
for
don't,
the
I
season.
don't think he's done for
I
the
didn't
year.
hear anything about
I don't
that.
think. I know it's the blood clot situation. I don't know if he's gone, how long he's gone for, but even with Dame, I don't think they're making.
No,
it out
you're.
in
I mean,
second rounds.
you're right in the sense that it's very top heavy in the East. Like you're only going to get 3 or 4 actual competitive teams that would actually, again, make a run at any of the top teams in the West. But it's you still got to end up playing the games. And I can even make an argument at this point in time. Like I'd put my hand up. I wouldn't say that the Warriors are even still in this.
Yeah.
In this run right now, they're playing pretty mediocre basketball. Timberwolves are playing below par. They're probably missing Karl Anthony Towns more than they thought they would. And you can't really make heads or tails on like a team like the Clippers either. So,
I think it's the Thunder out of the West pretty convincingly, and then out of the East, it's one of the 2 seeds.
I'm
It's
very
either
excited to see
it's-
what the Pistons can do. See if
I
they can.
am too.
It's excited what the Pistons can do. Maybe the Rockets can
Pacers.
make a little run.
I like the Pacers.
I do like the Pacers. I don't believe in them.
The Pacers are like
Yeah,
the,
they just have that like
They-
they
no
could,
defense.
but they.
they're
I
like
just,
the 2021 Hawks when they went to the conference finals just out of luck, out of injury, and now they're gonna kind of fall down.
Where are
And
they at, by the way?
Pacers?
Hawks.
Hawks, they are
borderline playing.
Are they really?
Borderline.
Eighth currently, the 37-41, just a step above the Bulls at 36.
And then with the Pistons is they're young and they're inexperienced. They're like the 2022 Cavs, where like they just made it to the playoffs, are excited, and they're gonna get steamrolled.
Trey Young needs to request a trade.
He needs to get rid of the beard.
Or tell them that he needs someone else who can help him more than what they have.
I just think his play style is he's never gonna win a ring with his play style.
I think
Like
he
he's-
could. I think it's the fact that he needs someone.
I don't think he could be the
else
first
there.
option to win a ring.
Yes,
he
I
could
can
be. He
agree
could be a
with that.
great second option, but as a first option, his play style is just not.
I used to believe that Trey Young could be a number 1 star on a team and win an NBA title, but now I can't get.
I think the foul baiting and like the 3-pointers, you're not gonna win.
Speaking of foul baiting, did they figure out how to beat the Thunder? I mean, they completely took Shea out of that game.
Yeah. When you get a guy that has to rely on 600 plus free throws, yeah.
Dude, it was nuts. Just every single time, just hands behind the back. Don't let him foul. Don't let him get into a foul
do it.
situation. It was
I do
crazy.
think the Thunder need a better number 2, because I like Jalen Williams.
I just think you need Chet to step up.
I think that's what it is. I know he was
think
hurt
that's just your
for
deal.
a lot of the year, but he's got a. I like Jalen Williams. Like he's a fun player to watch, but I don't think he's like a great number 2 if you want to be a contender.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the draft and talk about some record-breaking stats. And Nick, I kind of got a question for you for the draft, to be honest. So we'll talk about that when we come back here on Low Blow Sports.
This is your home for sports. Longtime fan, sports is like life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Heck, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A Major League first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champ.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
The Chicago Dogs are back on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in to the season opener against the Sioux City Explorers, Friday, May 28th at Impact Field in Rosemont. First pitch at 7:05 p.m. Hear all the action right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Low Blow Sports. Scotty K, Kobe Burke, and Nick Johnston. No gimmicks. I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because we're getting close to draft time, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not sold on anyone in specific for the Bears.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of places where maybe not that they can improve or they desperately need, but there's just a lot of places where they could get better, and there's a lot of moves that make sense. Can you sell me on any player you're really convinced on for the Bears?
No, I keep kind of falling into the and it's tough. It's tough. Okay, so if Will Howard is there, I think I would sell you on the side of just longevity. You need that. You're always going to need that guy. I think if you think it's that particular tackle, sell it on him in that sense. Tyler Warren, again, you can kind of throw him up there. Tyler Warren with the sense of could be the next big thing type deal, but I've also seen the comparisons he's not really far different than Cole Kmet. So I can also see in that same breath. Again, if you wanted to throw in Ashton Genty, again, might be able to take him there. Could be the biggest spot, but
I just think from a Ben Johnson standpoint, everything he did in Detroit was relying on the running backs. You could go defense, but you got an offensive head coach. You revamp the whole O-line in free agency, and now the best thing to do with that revamped O-line is to go get one of the best college running backs ever.
See,
I know you don't love that, but you the success rate of these top running backs over the past couple of years, like a Jahmyr Gibbs, a Bijan Robinson, like a Brees Hall.
My final suggestion would possibly be, if you're not sold on anybody, are you sold on the idea of just trading back, getting what you can out of this
I'm
number
not
10 spot.
opposed to it.
I think it's how far
But
back
I
you
think
trade down.
there's certain players, if they're not there, then you have to think, then you would trade back.
Yeah.
But the way that the draft is falling, and this is why I'm bringing that up, is the players that I think the Bears probably should be around are going to be there, because I did hear a rumor that the Jets want to pick Ashton Genty.
I think it's just rumors. I will be shocked if the pick is not.
Really want to cook up Brees Hall that way?
I have heard that Glenn wants to do a running back by committee.
Running back by committee. They already got 3 running backs.
But you just said it. But you just said it. You could get probably one of the best.
Yeah, I said
college football
for
history.
Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is all about the offense. Aaron Glenn is about defense and toughness, which Ashton Genty has, and I love that. But they already have 3 running backs, and as of right now, I will be shocked if the pick is not either Tyler Warren, who I don't think they really need that early, or they go right tackle, solidify the starting 5, and take Membu.
I think they are. That's more likely.
I would love like a trade down to 10, recoup a second rounder, so they could get or like a Jalen Noel in the second round. Maybe like Buka falls in the second round. But as of right now, you stick at 7. I think they take Membu, secure the line for Justin Fields, because he's never had like a proper O-line.
Yeah.
See what his potential is, because I think he's already part of that running back by committee.
Yeah.
So you don't really
That's
need
fair.
an Ashton Genty to do that, because you have 4 running backs
but your
on the
triple
roster.
option looks fantastic there.
I mean, yes, but you already got Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Who is
I don't know.
upper-
I've also seen if they pick Genty, he might want to get rid of Hall, and Hall would bring in a Hall.
They want Sanders.
I don't think he would. I think running backs. I don't
Really?
know.
You think that?
Hmm?
You think that? They
What?
want Sanders?
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Consider? No.
I didn't see
No
that.
chance.
Okay.
That
No
was
chance.
very
that-
early
that's-
on.
no.
That's
I
right.
did hear that his teammate is probably going number 2 to the Browns.
My problem
Travis Hunter.
was why is my entire feed for a day just Colorado Pro Day highlights? Like, have we not learned from Zach Wilson? Have we not learned from Zach Wilson that Pro Day doesn't mean anything? Like, I don't need 7 different beat reporters to repost the same exact post. Like, I got Rap Sheet, Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Mark Garofalo. Probably pronounced that wrong. I don't need you all to repost the same exact post that NFL tweeted. Like, stop. I saw it. We can move on. Or at least get me another angle or something.
Give me a different highlight of him
Like,
throwing the ball.
Get literally anything else.
You could say the same thing for a lot of the quarterbacks in this class. I mean, Jackson Dart has been shooting up because of his pro day.
But I didn't see
Jalen Milroe has been shooting up. He got invited to the draft. He got invited to the draft. A week ago, no one thought he was going in the first round. Now he's invited to the draft.
That's just the Bama part of it, I think.
No.
But also with all these other quarterbacks, I didn't see 27 posts about it.
It's
It was
just
just like
Colorado,
it's
man.
ridiculous.
Come on, you know that.
They're gonna go straight back to irrelevance, and I'm
That's
so
his
happy.
favorite college team because he loves the hype.
Nice.
It is.
Yeah,
News,
you like
that's news-
Colorado
that's
because you
news to
love
me.
the hype.
I'll say one more thing about
I
just
like
my,
vibes. I
tier
don't care about
list.
hype. Vibes.
If you just have that idea of like, hey, here's the top 10 guys. 9 of those top 10 guys go. You're at the 10th spot. That's where I'll be like, you're either taking that 10th guy in terms of your top talent, you see him as the most talented, or just draft back, just trade back. I'm kind of, as I'm talking about it, as I'm slowly thinking about it, I think that might be the route. But again, this has been one of the more, like, at least in my, like, kind of looking over drafts as of late, this has been the biggest, like, I'm not quite sure who number 1 pick is overall. You can kind of get an inkling, like, okay, you can maybe make the argument for Cam.
It's gonna be Cam Ward.
I think like the top 3 to 4 players are all like solidified. It's just I don't know like who's gonna go.
Yeah,
where.
what order?
Like you got Cam Ward and Abdul Carter at the 1 and 2. Hunter's gonna be there.
I think Hunter's going 2 to the Browns.
I think
is that guy from Michigan. Think
Mason
maybe he
Graham.
slips in.
Yeah, maybe.
You already heard anything about him? Like he was.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I've heard
name's been
negative,
up there.
but it's still kind of like to the point where no one really cares. So he keeps getting high up on everyone's
But
draft.
it's also like it's a lot different with tackles because if you just take up space, like I've seen so much from the guy from Florida, who you probably know his name. He's like 400 pounds, but he's just
Oh yeah, No, I always slip on his. Name.
Wharton, maybe, is that right? I don't know.
So. Something
Desmond Wharton. I probably just completely came up with that out of nowhere, but I've seen so much on him because he just takes up space, and that's really all you need with a D tackle.
Yeah, but I don't see. For me, he's not game changing to be at that point. I don't think he's a game changer.
Probably
to
not
take over in that aspect that early. I don't think he's game changing.
I think the Bears trade back to like low teens. Get some picks back because there's no glaring weakness. Like there's no like need to pick this guy weakness.
I think that's fair.
I don't think they're at like playoff where it's just like, let me get this, cherry on top.
Yeah.
But there's no glaring like, oh my gosh, we need a left tackle at this pick. Let me take Will Campbell. There's no like, our D line sucks. Let me get Mason Graham.
It's very weird. It's like the first time I think in like 6 or 7 years that there's not like one player I'm like singled in on for the Bears. Like I'm kind of just like whatever they go with, I think I'll be okay with.
I think
other than Ashton Genty.
You got to go BPA. Trade back, get some day 2 picks, BPA.
But for I do want to mention this because I am the hockey guy. Alex Ovechkin breaking the career goals record. I'm not gonna lie. I am one of the biggest Ovechkin fans. I've loved watching his entire career. I was getting emotional when he scored it. That's one of my guys, and his whole family came out. His kids came out. They had the whole team there. It was such a great moment for hockey. And then I turn on ESPN the next day, and they're like, "How does this compare to LeBron James?"
Oh my God, PK,
bro, get out of here.
Subban of all people,
bro,
go on First Take. Like the hockey guy on First Take is talking about LeBron. How did that affect LeBron's legacy?
Like it's crazy. They took all of it away from him as soon as the day happened.
I think my favorite part of it was like, I think they were at the Islanders Stadium, UBS Arena, and tickets were up at like $1,500 to get in, and people on Twitter are like, "What if he doesn't score?" And you spent $1,500 just to watch the Islanders play hockey.
Dude, everyone was like, "Thank God he scored relatively early in the game because now I don't have to watch the Islanders."
Because now you don't need to watch the Islanders play hockey. Like, thank God.
But honestly, this is a record I thought would never be broken, at least in my lifetime, as good as he is. But also looking at it, he should have broken the record earlier.
Oh yeah,
because
it's
Alex
Ovechkin record, so it's not gonna matter.
Alex Ovechkin has missed 2.5 years of hockey. He could have had it earlier.
Yeah.
His rookie year was a lockout. 2013, he played 48 games, and COVID shortened season and COVID shortened beginning of the season.
I think if you look at a lot of baseball records, it's like that. Because like the World War II wiped out like 5 years of stats for some players.
Yeah.
Like Ted Williams is missing
he's my goat.
5 straight years of 40 plus homers.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like the COVID year ruined a bunch of stats.
Oh
too.
yeah. But no, I thought it was great to have Wayne there. Obviously, I love that Gary Bettman just gets booed no matter even big moment.
That's just commissioner things. Like every commissioner.
But I mean, I'll remember where I was for it because that was an insane moment. I thought that would never be broken in hockey.
Glad he didn't break on the Blackhawks.
I was so upset that he didn't do it against the Blackhawks. To be honest, dude, it would have been a hat trick goal at home. That's perfect.
Nah,
don't care.
I saw people say like he should. I saw people say he should sit out and against the.
I saw some people say he should have sat out until he played at home.
Like when you look at
honestly, I was him. I was one of those.
When you look at like the baseball, like Hank Aaron did it at home.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds did it at home. It's just so much cooler at home. And then he's like, no.
Did McGuire do it at home as well when he hit the?
Probably. But then
I remember people wanted judges to sit out because they went to Texas. Yeah. I remember that.
And then he's like, no, let me do it against like the most boring team in the league.
I know.
Let me go to the Long Island of all places.
I thought it was funny that him and the goalie like met in the locker room.
Sorokin. Ilya Sorokin.
Sorokin. I didn't think you guys would get the name, but
I'm an Islanders fan, Scott. Come on. I know their whole roster.
I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. That meeting in the back, and he's just like, yeah. Kind of have your stick. Ovi just gets it.
And he just gave it to him. He's like, what did you get back?
Dude, Ovi got beer. He got custom beer from Budweiser.
Nice.
They sent out to all the goalies that like he didn't score on.
That's nuts.
I think it was like 0 alcohol beer or something like low.
See, you could have done that, bro. You could have done that. But that's gonna wrap up Low Blow Sports.
You should go on tour.
Boys.
You should
go on tour. All right, we'll see you guys. Maybe not next week because Kobe's got to go to New York.
We'll see
what's
up.
The week after, we'll see what's up. We'll talk about baseball. Probably talk some more draft. Probably be reacting to the draft at that point. But we'll figure it out when we get there. Thank you guys for listening. So from Kobe Burke, No Gibbons Johnson, Scotty K. We'll see you guys